guys ready? Welcome. If you're able, please rise as the Ball State University Army ROTC Color Guard presents the colors and the Ball State Brass Quintet plays our national anthem.
Mark time. Mark. Colors. Ball. Right face. Reset. Arm.
Thank you to the members of the Ball State ROTC for joining in our ceremony today. Graduates, faculty, families, and friends, please be seated. Good afternoon. I'm David Ferguson, Dean of the Estopinal College of Architecture and Planning, affectionately known as CAP. And we welcome you to our spring commencement ceremony. We're here to recognize the scholarship of our graduates and to mark this day as their college commencement. We also acknowledge their new credentials in their own disciplines. And now, it is my pleasure to introduce Ingrid Fogel to welcome you today. She will be receiving a Master's of Urban and Regional Planning.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am pleased to welcome our students, family, faculty, and honored guests to the CAP graduation ceremony at Ball State University. Today, we celebrate a class of individuals from every walk of life, people with different stories, gifts, and paths, who chose one shared calling: to shape designed and built environments for a better world, or a better future. Over these years, we've learned a language only CAP students truly understand: sketches and site plans, models and mapping, budgeting and estimating, Section 106, SHPO, budgeting and estimating, materials and finishing, late night critiques, early morning breakthroughs. It taught us not only how to design, but how to see. When we began, many of us didn't realize we were reclaiming the basics: how to draw and sketch, how to code and analyze sites, how to listen to communities, how to tell our stories beyond words, and yet, here we are, wiser, stronger, and more resilient than when we started. We represent a variety of fields: urban planning, architecture, landscape architecture, historical preservation, construction management, interior design. CAP brought us together across disciplinary community and pushed and challenged us, and reminded us that our work is never just about building or plans. It is about people, it is about places, it is about purpose. It is about healing what is broken, restoring what has been overlooked, and imagining what has not yet been seen. Because of that, we have had the privilege of working alongside, I have had the privilege of working alongside some of the most brilliant people, compassionate people, determined people that I have got a chance to know. We shared long nights, engaged in rigorous critiques, experienced unexpected laughter, had moments of clarity that changed our understanding of our work. These connections will outlast today, and therefore, they have shaped not just our education, but also our spirit. As we step forward, we are so prepared to face complex challenges. We are creative, we are adaptive, we are resilient, we are equipped, not only to design, plan, and build, but to do so with integrity, with courage, and a deep responsibility to communities we serve. So to the faculty and staff across the CAP and Ball State University, thank you for your guidance, your patience, your belief in us. To our families and friends and loved ones, thank you for every sacrifice, every prayer, every encouraging word, every moment that you supported us. And when the work felt heavy, thank you for that also. Class of 2026, this is your moment. You earned it. Welcome again to the CAP graduation ceremony. Let's celebrate what we built and what we are becoming. Thank you.
Now, it's my pleasure to introduce the other members of our platform party. I ask them to rise as their names are called and remain standing. Please hold your applause until they all rise. James Jones, Chair of the Department of Construction Management and Interior Design. John West, Chair of the Department of Urban Planning. Joe Blaylock, Chair of the Department of Landscape Architecture. Olin Dotson, Chair of the Department of Architecture. Len Forkas, founder and president of Milestone Towers and founder and chairman of HopeCam and today's commencement speaker. Jeffrey Mearns, president of Ball State University. Thank you, President Mearns, for joining us today. Andrea Schwartz, associate dean for the College of Architecture and Planning. Ingrid Fogel, receiving her Master's of Urban and Regional Planning. Hannah Rue, who will be receiving her Bachelor of Architecture degree. Madeline Curlis, who will be receiving her Bachelor of Science in Interior Design degree. Marlee Diaz, who will be receiving her Bachelor of Landscape Architecture degree. And Danielle Sipp, who will be receiving her Bachelor of Urban Planning and Development degree. You may be seated. There are others who are assisting with today's ceremony that I would like to recognize at this time, and I ask them to please stand. The bearer of our college banner is selected on the basis of the highest scholastic grade point average, GPA, and as the academic leader, that person has led our graduates into the commencement ceremonies. This year's bearer is Hannah Browning. She's graduating with a Bachelor of Architecture degree. Please stand, Hannah. Thank you. We weave into our commencement ceremony many traditions, and one of them is asking our retiring faculty to serve as a faculty marshal. It is an honor for me to recognize today's faculty marshals, professors of architecture, Pam Harwood and Rod Underwood. Would you both please stand? In addition, wait, there's more. In addition to our graduates, today we celebrate two remarkable careers and an extraordinary legacy of dedication. Through decades of teaching, mentorship, and leadership, Pam and Rod have shaped not only buildings and ideas, but people. Their studios challenge students to think critically, design boldly, and engage the world with purpose. Their influence can be seen in the work of alumni across this entire country and in the character of the program that they help define. They represent a combined 86 years of extraordinary service. Please join us in congratulating Pam and Rod on their retirements. Good, they sat down. Now it is my honor to call on a very important group of individuals whose vocation as teachers and scholars, together with their dedication to our students, has been the vehicle through which our graduates have made it here today. I'm going to ask our faculty to please stand as I call their names and remain standing to be recognized at the end. Reza Ahmadi, Sarah Anya Alfaro, Kristen Berry, Courtney Bell, Tamer Breka, Sean Burns, Josh Kagashal, Caesar Cruz, Lauren Deeg, Emil Dixon, Adriana Elzer, Craig Farnsworth, John Philwalk, Mohsen Godarzi, Pam Harwood, Ralph Holmes, Sharmeen Kadir, Shireen Kanakri, Sarah Keogh, Sahida Khan, Paul McGinnity, Tarek Mahfouz, Chris Marlowe, Aesop McNair, Taylor Metz, Mohammed Metwali, Zachariah Michieli, Cheryl Montgomery, Jake Sohm, Rod Underwood, Kathy Unlin, Kiona Walker, April Westcott, Doug Wilson, Natalie Yates, and Sanglim Yu. Class of 2026, this is your faculty. Please be seated. Also assisting with our ceremony today are junior marshals. Please stand when I call your name. Lily Bushy, a graduate student majoring in architecture. Paulo Diaz-Encino, a senior majoring in architecture. Naftali Juarez Lopez, a junior majoring in architecture. Brendan Nix, a senior majoring in architecture. Jessica Mugrabia, a senior majoring in architecture. Maria Musso, a senior majoring in architecture, and Brooklyn Farrell, a junior majoring in urban planning and regional development. Thank you so much for your assistance today. You may be seated. So, it's now my great pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker. As we look out over CAP's alumni base that now numbers close to 7,000 people, some remarkable accomplishments are in view. In addition to the thousands of architects, urban planners, landscape architects, construction managers, historic preservationists, and interior designers who have literally changed the shape of Indiana and are influencing communities in all 50 states and 23 other countries. We are also seeing the emergence of national and international leadership that will drive the future. We count among our CAP grads people like Lindsay Peckinpah, a Muncie native and a CAP grad, who was recently promoted as president of Perkins & Will with 32 offices worldwide, the second largest architecture firm in the world. And Craig Hartman and Keith O'Connor, two of the leading voices at international design firm SOM. Closer to home, many of our Indiana firms are led by CAP grads, such as Sarah Hempstead, CEO of Schmidt Associates. There are so many others. My point is, leaders from CAP are changing the world, and today's commencement speaker is one of the most dynamic representatives of that group. Our speaker is a seasoned entrepreneur with over 40 years' experience in commercial real estate and wireless infrastructure development. As the founder and president of Milestone Towers, he has led the company's expansion since 2001. overseeing the development and management of communications infrastructures all across the East Coast. Before launching that company, he founded Milestone Communities, a real estate development firm with projects across the U.S. and Canada. Earlier in his career, he held senior leadership roles at Bank of America, Weyerhaeuser Real Estate Company, and Oxford Development Corporation. Beyond his business career, he is dedicated to nonprofit work. He's the chairman and founder of HopeCam, a national nonprofit that uses technology to help children with cancer overcome social isolation. I urge you to go to Instagram and look up HopeCam. And since 2002, HopeCam has connected with over 5,500 children to their classmates in all 50 states. But he's also an accomplished endurance athlete. He's successfully climbed the highest mountains on each of the 7 continents. He's completed the last degree ski expedition to the South Pole. He finished the cyclist Race Across America twice as a solo competitor, completing that 3,000-mile coast-to-coast cycling race in just 11 days. And he's also a member of the 50 States Marathon Club, having run a marathon in every state. And he isn't done with his adventures, but I'll leave that for another day. He's a published author and sought-after leadership speaker, and he shares insights from his business and endurance experiences. His books, What Spins the Wheel and Cold Hard Truth, Life Lessons from the Bottom of the World, explore leadership, resilience, and the power of mindset. He's been featured on CNN's Anderson Cooper 360, Fox and Friends, Wharton Sirius XM Radio, and ABC and Fox affiliates in Washington, D.C. In other words, just a normal career trajectory for a CAP grad. It's now my pleasure to welcome our commencement speaker and CAP grad of '82, Len Forkas, to the podium.
Wow, Dean Ferguson, thank you so much for that amazing introduction, and I hope to live up to all the things you said in tonight's speech. President Mearns, distinguished faculty, proud families and friends of the graduates, and most importantly, the 2026 graduating class of the Estopinal College of Architecture and Planning. Congratulations. I'm honored to be here celebrating with you this afternoon. And graduates, you made it. Be proud of yourselves. And now, let's all take a big, deep breath. And together, we are going to mark this moment. I want to leave you today with 3 words. Not 3 pieces of advice, and not 3 lessons. 3 words that, if you carry them, will not just shape the cities, spaces, and buildings you design, but the life you build. Obstacles, belief, purpose. Each has its own story, and I have to admit that I'm a little surprised that I'm the one up here sharing them with you. So let's talk about obstacles. Let me tell you about the journey that led me to CAP. So when I applied, 800 students competed for 80 seats, and I was not one of the 80. The rejection letter was clear. I was not good enough to be here. However, CAP had an option. Attend the fall semester, and if you can get a 3.5 GPA or higher, apply again for the spring program. So that summer, my dad and I came to campus for a freshman orientation, and we took a tour of CAP. And on the way down the elevator, I struck up a conversation with a CAP student. And he asked me what brought me to campus. And I said, well, I didn't get accepted in the fall, but I'm going to give it my go and try to make it into the spring program. And so he said, hey, have you chosen chosen your classes yet? And I said, no, I was meeting my counselor the next day. He said, okay, meet me back here in 2 hours and bring your class list with you. So my dad and I came back, and this stranger sat down with me, and he asked me, so hey, Len, what were you good at in high school? And I said, well, I was pretty decent at speech. He said, okay, take public speaking 101, the admissions team, they'll love that. He said, can you draw? I said, yeah, sort of. He said, okay, take live drawing. How about math? Well, nothing higher than a C. Okay, we'll skip math. Writing. Well, not my best. He said, okay, intro to theater. They take attendance, so just show up to every class and you'll get an A. And take architectural history and be sure to ace that one. I followed his advice exactly. And my dorm buddy, Mike Egan, who's sitting right over here, and I studied together late into the night. And I finished that semester with a 3.7 GPA. And when spring admissions opened, I reapplied. And I got accepted. And so did Mike. Hey, Mike, we didn't get lucky. We had to become someone who deserved to be here. And a stranger in an elevator, someone who owed me absolutely nothing, helped to show me how. I never learned his name. He helped me without expecting anything in return, and he will never know that his one act of kindness helped change the trajectory of my life. There's another person on this podium today who was rejected when he applied to CAP just like I was. He fought hard, he reapplied, and he was accepted. And he just so happens to be the chair of the Department of Architecture. Olin Dodson, my brother. Do you think that our younger self could have ever imagined that we'd be here today? But there's a second reason I shouldn't be here today. In May of 2023, I was attempting to complete the 7 summits, which is climbing the highest mountain on every continent. And during the summit push on Mount Everest at Camp 2, which is 21,000 feet above sea level, my lungs began to fill with fluid. I developed what's called HAPE, high altitude pulmonary edema. There's no medicine that can cure HAPE. I had 36 hours to descend, or I would effectively drown. And the only exit was on a helicopter rescue. And the helicopters don't fly at night, and they don't fly in snowstorms. And both were closing in. The clouds parted, and a pilot with extraordinary courage flew in, threading between the clouds. And he brought me down to safety, ending the expedition and saving my life. What went wrong? How could I have failed so miserably? And I examined every decision, every misstep, every tripwire that I'd crossed over that put me in that position. And I decided I was going to be stronger, smarter, and better prepared, and return to the place that nearly killed me. The next year, I hired a coach. I had a different workout every day. I climbed 4 different mountains on 3 different continents to practice my form, acclimatize, and become more efficient. I wore my triple layer boots on the stair machine with a 50-pound pack. On the climbing wall at the gym, I wore bulky mittens and rehearsed clipping into and out of the rope line with my carabiner until it felt natural. I spent 400 hours sleeping in a hypoxic tent at night, simulating altitude and teaching my body to adapt to thin air. Just ask my wife Elizabeth, who's sitting over here, who slept next to me in the tent, shaking her head each night before going to bed, trying not to laugh. And then I went back. And 2 years later, on May 21st, 2025, at 2:30 in the afternoon, I stood on the highest mountain on earth. Oh, thank you. Love you. Yeah. And I'm here to tell the story. Thank you for that. It doesn't say, it says pause, not applaud. So, okay. So there's an author named Ryan Holiday. He wrote a book named The Obstacle is the Way. It's one of Dean Ferguson's absolute favorite books. I have lived that. Failure is an opportunity to get better, turning negative to positive. Obstacles are doorways for growth, but only if you have the courage to step through them, not around them, but face them head on. Every great plan, space, or building started as a drawing or a model that didn't work. It took weeks of change and perseverance in studio to make it better. Graduates, your time at CAP gave you the lifelong skills of overcoming obstacles. My next word is belief. So I have an 80-year-old cousin. He's a Catholic priest. His name is Father Jim O'Donnell. And he ministers young people in the juvenile detention system in my hometown of Cleveland. He once told me that every single child at that facility shared one thing in common. At some point early in their life, they were told that they were worthless. His response was to look them in the eye and say, I love you. God loves you. And this place, it's not the rest of your life. The validation that we give one another, it costs almost nothing, but it can change everything. 10 years before Everest, 4 friends and I completed a 500-mile fundraising bike ride, and we did it in 3 days. And at the finish, they told me something surprising. They said, hey, Len, you were stronger on day 3 than you were on day 1. And they had seen something in me that I had not seen in myself. And that single act of validation gave me the courage to attempt Race Across America. As Dean said, it's a solo 3,000-mile bike race from San Diego, California to Annapolis, Maryland, that you have to complete in 12 days. Each day I pedaled 20 hours a day, covering over 250 miles on 4 hours of sleep. And with a crew of 10 in 3 support vehicles, I crossed that finish line in 11 days, winning my division. I completed that race twice and raised over $2 million for kids with cancer. Thank you. And it was because of that one observation shared from my friends that gave me the courage to believe in myself that I could do it. I recently spoke with a student from this program. His name is Paulo. And I asked him, I said, Paulo, what was the toughest day for you at CAP? And he described his 3rd year: a lost internship, a failed exam, and a brutal critique, all in the same week. And he told me he nearly walked away from the program completely. Well, seeing his discouragement, a professor pulled him over and said, "Paolo, you are going to make a great architect. I can see it in you." He stayed, he hung on, and he just completed his 3rd year in the architecture program. So to the faculty here, those words, they cost nothing, but they're priceless. And to the graduates, you are worthy of the success you have earned. Believe that. And then become the kind of person who says it to someone else, because you now carry that power. I asked Paolo about the toughest day of his life at CAP, and let me tell you about the toughest day of mine. 25 years ago, my son was 9 years old when we learned that he had leukemia. And as we walked across the sky bridge between the parking deck and the children's hospital, he looked up at me and he asked me if he was going to die. That parking deck behind me, that was my old life. I couldn't go back to that place. And the steel doors in front of me, well, that's my new life. And I had no idea what was behind them. After 10 days in the hospital, Matt started treatment. Now, they have to suppress the immune system for kids with cancer so the chemotherapy will work. So this is January. Matt is not going back to school. And at the toughest time of his life, when he needed his friends the most, he was stuck at home undergoing treatment. And as a dad, I just wanted to do something that would help him feel less lonely. Hey, by the way, does this sound familiar? Being isolated from everyone that matters? For many of you, your high school graduation was stolen from you. My son's childhood was stolen from him during treatment. And one day I thought, well, what would happen if we put a webcam in his classroom so he could see and talk to his classmates? Now, it was 2001. There was no FaceTime. There was no Zoom. It had never been done before. But we tried it, and when those 2 cameras clicked on, and my son could see his friends, and they could see him, it was absolutely magical. And those 24 kids in his class reminded him that he hadn't been forgotten, and they wanted him back. That empty chair, that's Matt's seat. No one's sitting there. And when he returned to class in the fall, every one of his classmates knew what happened to him because they saw it in real time. We had stumbled onto something that the medical community had not fully named. And it was his mental health was just as important as his physical health in fighting his disease. That moment, it became a mission. And we founded the nonprofit called HopeCam. And since then, HopeCam has connected more than 6,000 children undergoing cancer treatment with their classrooms across 175 hospitals in every state in this country. HopeCam gave me purpose. And I believe this: when we find a purpose that's greater than ourselves, it compels us to do things that we never anticipated. It just doesn't change what we build. It changes who we become. My purpose in attending this college, and the purpose that I carry to this day, is to leave the world a better place than when I found it. And I hope you will find yours. In closing, I began today with 3 words: obstacles, belief, purpose. Walk through the threshold of failure. Don't go around it. See the unseen potential in the people around you, and believe in your own. Find something larger than yourself to build toward, because that is where the most important work begins. I told you about the toughest day of my life, a father walking his 9-year-old son across a sky bridge into the unknown with no answer to the hardest question a child can ask. I want to end with something that I have never taken for granted. He's sitting in that row. His name is Matt, and he is the reason Hope Cam exists. He has given my life purpose, and purpose is the most powerful force in human life. Graduates, you have spent years in this college learning to design things that stand the test of time. Now, go build a life that does the same. Congratulations to the class of 2026.
Thank you, Len, for those memorable words and a great launch for our class of 26. I know our graduates are ready to make their impact, and the takeaways you've shared will hopefully inspire them to make the most of those opportunities. And I want to give a shout out to Len's class of 82. A bunch of them came from all over the country to hang out with this guy and to hear what he had to say today. So go, class of 82. And just spontaneously, it's a great example of what's happening to you guys because you have now made lifelong friends. His class gets together every year somewhere in the country, and many of you will stay in touch for the rest of your careers and lives. So it's a hidden blessing sometimes. You go through all the hardship of CAP, and all of a sudden you end up with a family. So Len, the graduating class of 26 would like to present you with their class gift, so you'll join me back up here next to the podium. Our graduates appreciate your presence and the insights you've shared today, and as a token of gratitude, every graduate has signed a watercolor print of the Beneficence landmark on our campus. The watercolor was created by another alum of CAP and our own Distinguished Professor of Practice in Landscape Architecture, Craig Farnsworth, and presenting the class gift is Hannah Rue. So Len, thank you for joining us today. For 32 years, the college has held a graphic design competition among graduating students for the design to be used on the graduation stoles, which every graduate and faculty member is wearing today. This tradition is woven into the tapestry that creates part of our college history. The student whose design was selected by the class is Lindsay Tolley. Lindsay is graduating with a Bachelor of Architecture degree. Lindsay, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. Another long-standing tradition is for each department to choose a student to speak on their behalf. Representing the departments of architecture this year for degrees of Bachelor of Architecture and Bachelor of Science, I'd like to invite Hannah Rue to come forward and share her remarks.
Welcome, friends, family, and distinguished guests, and congratulations to the architecture class of 2026. It's been quite the journey. When we entered this place 5 years ago, I'm pretty sure that most of us really had no clue what architecture even was. We were just kids trying to figure out where we were headed in the midst of a global pandemic. Yet despite the barriers that were put up between us and the challenges we faced, we persevered, not alone, but together. In our time here, we have learned how to take criticism and iterate upon our ideas. We have learned that our final design is never really the final. It's simply just the version that we ran out of time to keep changing before pinup. The studio has become our home away from home, and the friendships we have built within it are the ones you can only make when you're still awake to see the sun set and rise again. If these past 5 years have taught us anything, it's that architecture is anything but a solo sport. No building is built by one person, and none of us would be here today without the support of the people here in this room. To our professors, thank you for the countless hours you have helped us spend developing our ideas, the guidance you have given us into the profession, and for pushing us to design not for ourselves, but for others. To our families, thank you for the relentless support through the late-night phone calls, the tears, and for listening to us explain our projects, even the ones you probably thought were a little bit weird. And to my classmates, thank you for the laughs, the 4 a.m. stories, and for being the community I had no idea I even needed. Today we stand on the edge of change. As we walk out these doors, we leave behind our CAP studio and begin to enter other studios across the country. And while we transition into the next chapter, it is important to remember just why we do this. As architects, we do more than simply design buildings. We design the spaces where we reunite with our friends and family, where we cheer for our favorite football team, and where we witness the birth of our first child. But we also design the spaces where we stress over a project, where we gather for a cause, and where we mourn the loss of a loved one. These are the places where we experience life's highs, lows, and all the time in between. And as architects, we are the ones that design the places that cradle these moments. We enter into this profession amidst social injustice, climate change, economic insecurity, and an ever-changing political climate. It is our task to take these lessons we have learned here at CAP to not only navigate our environment, but to create spaces that promote unity, prosperity, dignity, comfort, and hope in our world. Let's design with empathy, build with purpose, and remember that it's not about the building itself, but the life that happens inside of it. Let's go design the world that we need. Thank you. I would now like to welcome Madeline Curlis to the podium.
Good afternoon, everyone. We've made it. It feels a little surreal to finally be standing here together, but when I was reflecting on our time here in the College of Architecture and Planning, I realized something. Our lives are a lot like a construction document set. Every sheet tells a story, shows details, and when they come together, they create a complete project. And just like in a real set, each sheet of our lives has a purpose, a challenge, and sometimes a revision. When I think about the structural sheets, I realize that they are not the most eye-catching, but they are the ones everything depends on. They are about strength and stability. Throughout the past few years, this was our work ethic, our resilience, and the long nights spent in the studio when no one was watching. The moments we wanted to give up, and the ones that felt like we'd never reach where we are today. Not everyone sees this part, but without it, nothing else would stand. Then there are the interior sheets. This is where creativity really comes to life. It's where we explore ideas, materials, and details, where we make design choices that shape both the look and function of the space. It's where every choice we make shapes the character and individuality of what we are creating, transforming both the inside of the space and, in a way, ourselves. The MEP sheets are all about the systems that make everything work together. For me, this has been my sorority life, my friends, my professors, and all of the networks that keep us going. It's balancing friendships, internships, group projects, and life outside the classroom. Sometimes lines cross and schedules clash, but learning how to connect these systems is what keeps the project and our college experience running smoothly. The site plan is what grounds it all. This is my family, my faith, and my roots, the context that gives meaning to my work. These are the things that remind me who I am and where I came from, giving me direction when the plans get complicated. Just like a site plan, these things provide the foundation that supports everything I do. Then there are the notes, revisions, and addenda. These represent the lessons we've learned along the way. They remind us that plans change, deadlines shift, and things do not always go as expected. But like any project, we can revise, adapt, and keep moving forward. Today, each of our CD sets are ready to leave the drafting table. Each one of us has different experiences, different strengths, and different stories, but we all share the excitement of shaping environments and experiences that make an impact. That's what makes CAP so unique. So, as we step into the next phase of our lives, let's remember, life doesn't come fully stamped and approved. We'll add sheets, revise details, coordinate new plans, and sometimes redesign entire floors. But if we approach it with care, creativity, and collaboration, we'll create projects and moments that last both inside and out. Before I welcome Marlene Diaz to the podium, I would like to say, congratulations, class of 2026. Let's go build something amazing.
Good afternoon, everyone. As of today, the LA office holds 25 more theses than it did last May. And by the end of the ceremony, Ball State will have gained 25 new landscape architecture alumni. But before we celebrate, I've been asked to clear up a few rumors. Yes, CAP students do leave the building. We have seen the sun. And unlike most CAP majors, we do spend time outdoors. Some of us have even flown kites with our professors during class. Now that that's settled, I stand here honored to represent my class and the work they poured into these past 5 years, not just into their education, but into the people they've become. I've watched them grow as students and professionals, but also as artists, as thinkers, and as passionate individuals. But we didn't do it alone. Our professors, who have rooted for us from the beginning, who saw both our strengths and weaknesses as opportunities and expected the best from us, thank you. To the office and library staff and the campus baristas who kept us going, thank you. To the janitors who cleaned the CAP building at midnight and shared words of encouragement during our longest nights, thank you. To the construction workers outside the building during my second year who spoke to me in my first language and reminded me to keep going, thank you. And to our families and friends, thank you. Para mi mamá y papá y hermanito, this is for you too, thank you. The graduates you'll see cross the stage today have done more than complete a degree. They have grown out of their shell, have encountered long nights in studio, have started their own landscaping businesses, have been published in professional magazines, have been featured at art galleries, have organized firm crawls, have interned across the nation, have studied abroad, have boarded planes and flown overseas to sit in our studio, have dedicated their work to loved ones who were there at the beginning of this journey but aren't here to see the end. Those are the people I'm honored to represent today. During our final thesis presentations, I heard our professors ask us the same question. What is the biggest thing you've learned in the past 5 years? At the time, I didn't have an answer. Because how do you sum up the pride, the fear, the exhaustion, the homesickness, the memories, and the relationships that have followed you the entire way to where we are now? Truth is, many of us had wished for this day to come sooner. Honestly, we had wished we had graduated a year ago with the rest of the school. We had wished for time to move faster. But time doesn't work like that. Time doesn't wait for you to be ready. It doesn't slow down for thinkers or speed up for doers. Time, although a concept, is bound to pass, and it's unforgiving yet awarding conviction. In landscape architecture, we design with a purpose. A tree isn't just a tree, it's a focal point, a frame, a moment of beauty of vertical interest. It's also shade for a family picnic. It's fruit in the summer, flowers in the spring. It's where you hang a piñata. It's a tree your children will climb and a habitat for endangered species. A tree is life, and we plant it with intention, knowing we may never see it at its fullest, but trusting that it will grow. So to my peers, we made the most of our time. In that time, you reached far beyond what you believed to be your potential, and you made us all very proud. Because the biggest thing I've learned is this: time will pass. What matters is what you do with it, how you show up, how you care, how you build, create, and give something back to the world. I have no doubt that each of you will go on to do exactly that: shape spaces, communities, and lives through the work you create. 4 years ago, we bet our futures on our first portfolio, declaring a future in landscape architecture. 4 years ago, we chose to plant this tree. And 4 years ago, my declaration portfolio ended with this: it only seems natural to dedicate this portfolio to the landscape architecture program at Ball State in this season in which flowers bloom and landscape architecture feels all the more promising. And so here I stand today, 4 years later, honored to watch you receive your diploma in the season in which flowers bloom and landscape architecture feels just as promising, just as hopeful, and even more fulfilling. Fly hard, Cardinals. Now I'd like to invite Danielle Stipp to the podium. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. In August of last year, Ms. Christine Ryan, known to us as our department mother, gave me what would become one of the most important gifts that I would receive as a young adult. She gave me a plant, more specifically, a spider plant. Though I had grown up in a household where plants were bountiful, with trees in the backyard, vines colored green crawled up our walls, and a front yard that at times became as peaceful as I imagined the Garden of Eden, I had never really had the opportunity to cultivate a plant with my own hands until I had received this pretty little spider plant I named Pluto. Originally, I didn't understand the importance of it, as at the time, I felt stuck by circumstance and trapped by inexperience. But as I stand on the stage, I think I get it now. I think we all remember our first year of college, clumsy, stumbling, each choice feeling like throwing a massive rock in a bottomless ocean. Drunk on the youthfulness that comes with 18 and the potential of what we could become. Back then, we were just sprouts, absorbing whatever water was given to us, searching for where our roots could grow. And as each year passed, our drunkenness became excitement, which became confusion, which became sobriety, as the reality of staying up until 2 a.m. working on an ArcGIS map reminded us of the tedium of a technical arts degree. But once we reached the stage of sobriety, this is where the real growth began. As an urban planner, I am constantly tasked with approaching problems from a holistic perspective. You learn quickly that cities and towns are not simply canvases upon which the planner can plant their own utopia. Instead, I describe them as our own man-made biomes. Like bees with their passage tunnels used to travel across the hive, we too have human passages. Through policy meetings, planning commission councils, and community participation, hundreds of years of planning have enabled the creation of concrete environments, climate interference, and complex interspecies relationships. And as humans, our role as both participants and creators serve the same role as plants in a natural biome. We grow, we produce, we create, and we adapt. And as I've watered and watched my beautiful plant Pluto grow, I had begun to recognize the growth that had occurred within my spirit. If I were to describe myself as an 18-year-old, impatient is the first word that pops in my head. I felt so ready for things to change, for me to be good at everything, for things to work out. The idea that I had to work hard for it wasn't new to me. Hardworking was a trait that I'd seen embodied in each woman I'd ever grown up with, especially my mom. But the idea that I would have to consistently work hard for years without the guarantee of it working out for me stumped me. But what I've come to realize is that, like Pluto, one needs nurturing to spread beyond the boundaries of a pot. For me, this nurturing came from the last-minute therapy sessions had with Ms. Christine and Dr. West, of whom always offered both a listening ear and sound advice that I will carry with me always. It also came from my friends who, at many times, heard me out over rants from things as small as grade changes to as complex as the political state of the world. And most of all, it came from my beautiful family, with the promise of a loving home no matter where I go, and my mom, who at every step prayed that my feet would never fall and provided the unconditional love that turns small houseplants into vibrant flora, bound not by space, but by the world's capacity to hold my reach. So, to the class of 2026, I encourage you to allow yourself to grow. Let your branches, the ones so tenderly trimmed by those that have sown love into you, grow far beyond the pot that you were planted in, and be stewards for the seedlings planted after you. With love, Danielle Sipp.
Thank you all. Several students today will be graduating from the Honors College with academic honors. The Honors College at Ball State University offers special opportunities for undergraduates who show promise of high academic achievement. All students graduating today from the Honors College are wearing the Honors College cords. Will those students please stand up to be recognized? Thank you. Ball State University recognizes students with outstanding achievement in writing through the awarding of academic honors in writing. The academic honors in writing designation reaffirms the central place of written expression in the undergraduate university experience. Students who are selected for this honor receive the designation academic honors in writing on their university transcripts. I'm pleased to announce 2 of our graduates were selected for this university-wide honor. Logan Heller and Alyssa Vivo, would you please both stand to be recognized? Congratulations. Baccalaureate degree recipients with outstanding scholastic records are graduated with academic honors. Students with scholastic averages of at least 3.6 and less than 3.8 GPA are graduated cum laude. Recipients of this honor are wearing bronze medallions. Would those students please stand to be recognized? Thank you. Students graduating with scholastic averages of at least 3.8 and less than 3.9 are graduating magna cum laude. Students who have earned this honor wear the silver medallion. Will you please stand to be recognized? Thank you. Students graduating with scholastic averages of over 3.9 are graduated summa cum laude, which in Latin means you are amazing. Typically, this award is given to the top 1% of the graduating class. The students who have earned this honor are wearing the gold medallion. Will you please stand to be recognized? Congratulations, thank you. As we move to the conferring of degrees, we want to take a moment to acknowledge a special circumstance. Earlier this year, a graduate student in our Master of Architecture program passed away. Today, we gather with sorrow and deep respect as we honor the accomplishments of Avinash Thapa. Avinash was a gifted designer who excelled in his field. Those who studied alongside him and shared this journey of graduate study, which is not an easy path, experienced his gifts, love, and vision. His professional commitment, his curiosity, his humanity, and his dedication are part of the legacy he leaves within this program and with those who are privileged to know him. To his family and friends, we extend our deepest sympathy. He will always be remembered as a member of this academic family. Ball State University has awarded a diploma posthumously in honor of the body of work accomplished by Avinash. Please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. And now, I'd like to invite our Associate Dean, Andrea Swartz, to the podium to conduct this year's graduation roll call.
Thank you. At the university commencement ceremony earlier this morning, President Mearns conferred upon all graduates their respective degrees with all rights, honors, privileges, and obligations thereunto pertaining. Graduates will now cross the stage as their names are called. For all graduates, Dean Ferguson will present them with their diploma cases. Master level students will also be hooded by their respective department chair and President Mearns. Will President Mearns and Architecture Department Chairperson Olin Dotson please take your place on stage and prepare for the hooding of our graduate students. For the degree of Master of Architecture, Macy Johnson. Connor Bryan. Kiona Caceres. Nisha Rana Moger. Mami Afoa Yabor Adumako. Sophia Al Dries. Shariar Omar Saad. Announcing the dual achievement of earning master's degrees in architecture and historic preservation. Nicholas Kruger. Nicholas.
It's okay. You're doing great.
Why'd he break it apart? Oh my God. Amanda Coleman. Thank you. Isabel Strain. Thank you. Department Chair Jim Jones, would you take your place on stage next to President Mearns? For the degree of Master of Arts in Interior Design, Laura Schorsch. Department Chair Joe Blaylock, would you please take your place on stage? For the degree of Master of Landscape Architecture, Melissa Green Price. Andrew Hassick. Abigail Shaw. John West, Department Chair of Urban Planning, would you please take your place on stage? For the degree of Master of Urban and Regional Planning, Alyssa Robinson. Isabella King. Sam Sparzo. Kayla Ferguson. Ingrid Fogel. For the degree of Bachelor of Architecture, Alyssa Vivo. Lillian Brown. Rosa Reinhard. Manveer Nagra. Josh Tully. Cameron Piper. Hannah Rue. Beatrice DiRienzo. Kayla Desper. Jenna Krieg. Amelia Courtney. Rachel Peterson. William Sullivan. Blake Myers. Caitlin Sullivan. Brooke Bailey. Naomi Charlesworth. Olivia Link. Anna Defoe. Lainey Lip. Anothius Midgen. Caitlin Kill. Adrian Saki. Lindsay Liddy. Audrey Parker. Taylor Perry. Megan Harple. Paige Winarowski. Kayla Gibson. Elijah Gear. Evan Wade. Ryan Hagen-Joes. Andrew Lee. Andrew Kruger. Andrew Porter. Colin Bigelow. Colin Jackson. Eli Jackson. Travis Sullivan. Seth Dunnick. Hannah Browning. Colton Blazik. Cody Powers. Drew Klaus. Elijah Emery. Clayton Fox. Mason Dillon. Logan Heller. Eric Carver. Benjamin Brennan. Isabel Allen. Logie Breka. Julia Campbell. Lindsay Tolley. Adriana Antos. Ella Schallenbrook. Elise Matney. Brendan Kerr. Lucas Peterson. Hannah Patonik. Brian Zachary. Dot Chin. Micaiah Hayden. Jonathan Martinez Ortega. Jackson Pfeiffer. Sophie Dickinson. Emily Johnson. Emma Wilson. Elena Stevens. Grace Thomas. Elena Fulmer. Jacob Nelson Mercer. Parker Weiss. Owen Wallace. Maxwell Harris. Aubrey Myers. Sierra Ivy. Brody Budzinski. Jasmine A. Wiley. Jasmine Yoder. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Environmental Design, Christian Whittick. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Architecture, Donna Momo. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Construction Management, Jack Goebel. Aidan Drybulbus. Jaden Stevenson. Ella Flanagan. Allison Pasilich. Bruno de Jesus. Emiliano Saceda. Mang Mang. Connor Mack. Jose Sanchez. Abby Murray. Noella Arichavula. Dustin Olnick. Mason Pawlowski. Nolan Goss. Victor Arvizu. Sam Olive. Kai Byers. Colby Sharp. Nick Newquist. Mason Young. Porter Brovant. Austin Snyder. Ariel Herrera. Alan Flores Salgado. Samuel Smiley. Carson Oakes. Aiden Gleave. Ryan Noon. Anthony Jones. Michael Gariak. Gavin Sullivan. Colin Gillespie. Caden Kimball. Benjamin Graham. Nicholas Giorgetto. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Interior Design, Andy Junker. Rebecca Fortman. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Interior Design, Madeline Curlis. Cassandra Whistler. Georgia Wood. Karina Stoltz. Grace Straley. Elise Bosler. Kaylee Bendel. Maya White. Kira Snow. Emma Anderson. Vanessa Smith. Alexandria Clark. Kaylee Chrome. Amara Rollins. Alicia Badgett. Donette Perez. Maria Isabel Romanel Santos. Catherine Rockwood. Kelsey Slavin. Timothy Duke. Jamie Higgett. Leah Austin. Faith Gill. Sheila Soni. Hope Screeton. For the degree of Bachelor of Landscape Architecture, Ryan Morales. Marlene Diaz. Isaac Piercy. Owl Mayhall. Austin Horde. Carmen Kapitsky. Reese Higginbotham. Ahmad Carroll Tubbs. Molly Crecelius. Kennedy Sloniger. Charlie Clark. Skylar Pruitt. Grace Provenzano. Sarah Grimes. Justin Butts. Sarah Weber. Elizabeth Breedlove. Eric Vialta. Preston Taylor. Evan Reno. Cole Etchison. Jesse Coakley. Cooper Wilkie. Ethan Craven. Darwin Hiller. For the degree of Bachelor of Urban Planning and Development, Owen Davis. Nicholas Post. Jackson McCree. Huang Nguyen. Andrew Howard. Z. Rodriguez. Danielle Sipp. Caitlin Baltimore. Sarah Ayad. Tayshawn Smith. Xander Vogel. Thank you both. So one more round of applause for the class of 26.
One more time. So, in conclusion, it's amazing how much things have changed in the short time you've been with us. Since you joined us on this part of your journey, you've weathered the aftermath of COVID. You've experienced the rise of Zoom. You've ventured into the brave new worlds of generative AI. You leaned less on cash and ordered late-night snacks through DoorDash. All the while, speculating on the societal changes around us that will challenge you as planners, designers, and builders. As you leave here, your growth and change will continue, so treat these next years as the next part of your education. Few of you will stay in the workplace where you begin your career, so as you change and as you explore, do it reflectively. Find out who you are and what you love as a professional and as a community member. And think about this. Direction is more important than speed. You now know how to leave things better than you found them, and that is a tremendous power. And one more concept to consider that I've found to be true in my life: there is no limit to the amount of good you can do if you don't care who gets the credit. Be aware that you are positioned to make a great impact. Go do creative and extraordinary things. We have aspired to set you up for a fulfilling career and a meaningful life. Think big. And one day, you'll join that group of names I listed earlier who are changing their workplace, their communities, and sometimes the world. You're now on the other side, your graduates, whom we deeply value. And you have a standing invitation to come back and help the next generations. I welcome you as alumni of one of the finest schools of the designed and built environment in the nation. Graduates, there are many individuals who have helped you to get to this day. So raise your hand if there was someone in your life who made a sacrifice for you to be sitting here with your degree today. Yeah, we see it. And now, parents and friends of these graduates, raise your hand if you had someone in your life who made sacrifices to advance you. Thank you. Graduates, you see the principle. We advance each other, and that's how life goes forward. So would you please rise and thank your parents, family members, faculty, and friends. Thank you. You may be seated. Today's music is provided by the Ball State University School of Music, and I'd like to thank our brass quintet consisting of Trent Brumback, Glenn Dash, Grayson DeVenning, Danny Hickson, and Jacob Mock. A big thank you for enhancing our ceremony today. I'd also like to thank our sign language interpreters who have enhanced our ceremony, making this an inclusive event for everyone. As we conclude our ceremony, I ask the audience to remain seated until the platform party, faculty, and graduates have recessed. And once again, congratulations and thank you for being a part of this today.
Thank you.